Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Skull Mug. On today's episode, we're going to be doing something I've never done before, a non-alcoholic beer for the very first time from a brand called Sober Carpenter. Check that out. I like that really nice green color on the can. I like the logo as well. It's very hipster. Established 2019, so this is a very new brand. I got this at a health food store, actually. Sober Carpenter is a microbrewery dedicated to brewing premium craft non-alcoholic beer, which I think is really interesting. Loaded with hops, this floral West Coast style IPA offers notes of tropical fruit and citrus. Its sustained and balanced bitterness allows for a crisp finish that will have you coming back for more. The malts are pale and Cara, and IBU of 60. It is brewed in Montreal, so it's good to know. Let's crack it open, shall we? Oh! Holy shit. I was not expecting that to happen. It's been sitting in my fridge for like the last week. I don't know why it was so fucking ready to fizz up on me like that. Jesus. But even based on that first attempt there, it's actually pretty good. Oh, and I like this. It's actually got kind of a green hue to the liquid, which is really nice. It's a very, very slight light green tint. That's pretty cool. There we go. Now, this is going to be a short video, but let's give it a taste. Very interesting. Never had a non-alcoholic beer before. This is a really new experience. It's quite tasty. It's funny to think that I'm drinking something that tastes so similar to beer, yet I'm not going to have any effects of like the alcohol at all. It's really interesting. Even looking in the foam, there's like, I can see like a slight green tint of it, and that's so cool. I love the look. And the taste is really good. It's definitely very citrusy, but like you can tell it doesn't have the thickness or the punch of like real alcoholic beer. It's definitely super light. Yeah, I like this. This is good if you want to drink beer and you can't for whatever reason. I mean, obviously that's the point of non-alcoholic beer existing. So if for whatever reason you need to, you want to socialize, you want to drink beer with someone, but you can't for whatever reason, this is definitely a good option. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is what's going on in the world right now. Of course, as many of you probably know, on May 25th in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, George Floyd was murdered by the police officer Derek Chauvin. He's currently being charged for second-degree murder. Whether or not that actually comes to pass, who knows? But what we've seen in the weeks since then is just incredible civil unrest and political upheaval across the United States, in Canada, and other countries across the world too. People are sick and tired of this shit. People are sick of black people and other people of color being wantonly murdered by police forces all across the world, but mostly in the United States. But you know, I'm in Canada, I live in Montreal, and we've got our fair share of bullshit too. And in fact, I've been to the last 2 protests here in the city over the last 2 weeks, and both of them were fucked. I'm not going to get into any details of what exactly happened because I don't want to risk putting myself in danger, but let's just say that we need to defund the police. Like, this has to happen because as it stands right now, these guys are literally just a force of armed, militarized thugs who go around using brutality and force to, in some cases, attempt murder on people. And, you know, tear gas is something that's been outlawed since the Geneva Convention, or maybe even before that, I'm not entirely sure, in the use of warfare, and yet police forces are okay with using that against peacefully protesting civilians in their own country, that's fucked up. And meanwhile, you have this fucking asshole, Donald Trump, in the White House, who is so completely tone deaf and doesn't understand anything that's going on. This senile old man who is basically just bringing that country, and by extension ours, down this further rabbit hole of racist depravity. And it brings a genuine tear to my eye to see so many people out in the streets protesting this bullshit, and they're actually accomplishing stuff. If you go and look for evidence, there is so much that has happened within the last week and a half, last 2 weeks, since all of this started. It's beautiful. Like, it's proof that protesting does actually work. So if you're one of those people who says, I wish these people would stop rioting and looting, well, unfortunately, that actually accomplishes something. So, cheers to you guys. Keep fighting the good fight. See you in the next video.